interesting new developments from former CIA Director John Brennan. Now, look, he's a liar whenever it comes to Russiagate, so take this with a grain of salt. But he was interviewed recently by a guy named Tyler Cowen, really interesting intellectual, and this is what he had to say whenever Tyler asked John Brennan about the possible existence of UFOs. Quote, "But I think some of the phenomena we're going to be seeing continues to be unexplained and might, in fact, be some type of phenomenon that is the result of something that we don't yet understand and that could involve some type of activity that some might say constitutes a different form of life." And as they point out, it's now not just John Brennan and Harry Reid, Christopher Mellon, the former Assistant Secretary of Defense, has come out very publicly saying that there's a ton more evidence behind the scenes. So, look, like I said, I have to balance this with, we saw John Brennan lie about Russiagate, but I don't see a lot of incentive here in order to lie about this. In fact, the way I read the statement, Crystal, is being like, some might say it constitutes a different form of life. So, like, hinting towards it without confirming it, being just mealy-mouthed enough where it's not going to break any big news. And the media hates the UFO story anyway. They don't take any of it very seriously despite everything that is out there. So just the latest in a long string of recent developments now.
Yeah, well, and what all those people have in common that you just named is all of them have had at times access to highly classified information.
Right.
And at the very least, they're certainly not ruling it out based on what they've seen. And in fact, I mean, Harry Reid obviously has been one of the biggest proponents of doing more investigation and finding what's going on. President Trump, you got a few more weeks here in office.
He's not going to do it.
I know he's not.
I wish he was going to do it, but I just have no faith anymore. I've talked to some people around just being like, hey, is there a way I can help facilitate this and all that? And they're like, yeah, it's just, so far down on on the priority.
It feels like it should be his thing, right?
Tucker did a segment on UFOs, and I thought, that's basically a direct line to Trump, right? And so I was like, well, maybe that will push something in the right direction. But the problem is that even the president, and again, you should go listen to John Podesta talk about this. John Podesta's a big UFO guy. He was former White House chief of staff. He was like, look, I tried to get information. They won't give it to me. He's like, I tried, even with the full force of the White House and the presidency behind him. Bill Clinton has even said publicly, he's like, I'm embarrassed to say, like, I tried to find out, and I didn't really find anything. And so that's where we are right now. Things are so compartmentalized, keep the nuclear secrets and like all that other stuff, that they're just little drips of information sitting in the government. And a guy like John Brennan, I actually think would know, or at least would have access to some of those little tidbits. So that's where we are right now.
If anyone was going to have any sort of access to that information, it would be someone in the position of power that he was.
It's got to be somebody with access to, like, the raw intel, like before they bundle it all up and then send it up to the president, or cover it up, or bury it in the bureaucracy, that type of thing. And reminder, there is apparently a photo, triangle UFO, perfectly clear, crystal clear photo taken by a fighter pilot with his iPhone camera, sitting inside the intelligence community right now, just waiting to be leaked to an enterprising journalist. So if you're out there, you work in the DOD, leak it to me. I will protect your identity. Promise.
First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, the Hashem. Lesson, double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom to the men of the Lord, teaching on the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Now you heard that last part. I've watched this video by seeing the title where it says, did John Brennan just confirm alien life? And I wasn't thinking too much into that video until that last part he just said. I'll play it back real quick again.
With access to, like, the raw intel, like before they bundle it all up and then send it up to the president, or cover it up, or bury it in the bureaucracy, that type of thing. And reminder, there is apparently a photo, triangle UFO, perfectly clear, crystal clear photo taken by a fighter pilot with his iPhone camera, sitting inside the intelligence community right now, just waiting to be leaked to an enterprise.
So you heard it. Esau is basically confirmed it directly. They have the footage. Now, we all know this through the spirit, but now you're starting to see more definitive statements come out about how this man has direct and clear footage. And I believe through the spirit that the Most High has shown himself a lot more directly uh, via the chariots to Esau Edom. you know, like Esau probably has the most. Most of the chariot sightings that we see, um, they just basically look like lights. There's some pretty good, compelling evidence photos of them. There's a lot of fakes out there too, uh, but typically what you see strange lights in the sky doing different formations and moving very quickly in weird directions and going up and down and appearing and reappearing, that type of stuff. But what this guy just basically says is there's a photo in the intelligence community and that they have not released yet, so they know that it's credible, right? And why is this important? You know, well, it's important because the scriptures speak about it, and it's an indicator of the time that we're living in. See, we're in the spirit of prophecy, and waking up the elect, and I believe through the spirit that you know these chariots are going to be a major faith booster, and they're going to be a major. They're going to contribute to a major mass awakening. There's going to be a lot of jakes that get woken up for their purpose at the last minute, whether it be to help the men of the Lord that are preaching, or if the Lord just has mercy on them via whatever avenue He sees fit. Now, I believe when these chariots come about, man, a lot of the elect are going to be, they're going to be screaming, you know, and the name of the Lord is going to be shouted in the earth more than it ever has all at one time, and Esau is afraid of that. Esau is afraid of the remnant all coming back together, getting excited, and waking back up, and calling on the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh because he knows what that means. All right, this is what he's afraid of. This and the latter days and the judgment. All right, Esau is afraid of that great and dreadful day of the Lord, and he knows that the chariots signify that that's what that is. When you read uh, Zechariah 5, it tells you that this thing is a curse, and it's here to cut off the house of the thief. And what does that mean? That means Esau, Edom going down, and that's the sign of the end. Because when Esau goes down, man, this thing is over with. But this is what they're afraid of. This is Ezekiel 32:7. It says, "And when I shall put thee out." That's it. "And when I shall put thee out, I will cover the heaven and make the stars thereof dark. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light." All right. So, so the Most High is talking about a major, gigantic cloud that's going to be so big, it's going to cover the sun. It's going to literally darken the earth. Now, most clouds cover the sun all the time, and it's still, you can tell it's daylight out, but this is going to be, this is in the context of darkness. All right. He's going to make a great darkness come on this place. And clouds are made of water. So light still basically shines through them to a certain degree, although it may dim, it doesn't get dark, unless it's a lot of overcast. And it says it will cover the moon, and the moon shall not give her light. It says, "All the bright lights of heaven will I make dark over thee, and set darkness upon thy land, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai." All right. And that's what he's afraid of, that day when you see a chariot so big that it's just covering everything, man. As far as the eye can see, it's literally causing darkness to cover the earth because there's so many of them, and you see such gigantic ones. All right, Esau's afraid of these things and the judgment that's to come. All right, and this won't be long. I just wanted to hit this real quick. This is Zephaniah 1:14. It says that the great day of the Lord Yahweh is near, it is near, and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly, and it'll show you in a moment why they're going to cry, because this isn't going to be a cakewalk where there's no trouble. There's going to be a major test. As it says up early in the scriptures here, verse 12, it says, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord Jehovah will not do good, neither will he do evil." So that's proven to you it's not just going to be a cakewalk for Israel. All right. This is going to be a day of correction, and Israel is not going to be exempt from judgment if you're not of the elect. All right. At the end of the day, that's what this is. Let's read verse 15. It says, "That day is a day of wrath and of trouble and of distress and of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness." All right. So it's going to be more than just chariots, man. It's going to be destruction uh, on all sides. All right. And every man is going to be judged according to the wickedness that he's doing. If you've been out there robbing people, you know, and using the sword to take things from, well, that's how you're going to get judged, more than likely. You know, if you're a sick pedophile, you've been keeping people in bait, well, that's the kind of judgment you're going to get. You know, and the scriptures speak about that. I'll get that in Wisdom of Solomon in a second. It says in the verse 16, Zephaniah 1 and 16, a day of the trumpet against and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Jehovah, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. So the Most High is gonna utterly flex on y'all, man. Fatality. That's what's coming to this place, man. And you guys don't fear the Lord, man. You don't fear the Lord enough to not take the vaccine. You don't fear the Lord enough to say no to the RFID chip. Hey, now you see why the Lord is going to destroy 2/3 of you niggas, man. Because how much does he have to show you? There's gonna be niggas that's gonna be still be nigging out there when the chariots gonna be flying through the sky, and you still gonna have niggas, man. Faithless. And now you see why the Lord is gonna do you niggas bad. Verse 18, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in that day of the Lord Jehovah's wrath. That goes for all you rich Jakes, Lupe Fiasco, Jay-Z, Floyd Mayweather, all right, P. Diddy. We're going to see how much that money, all of that shit you did to sell out, to sell your people out, to sell yourself out, to do wickedness, all to uplift the kingdom of Satan. We're going to see how far that gets you in that day. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all of them that dwell in the land. And that's what these chariots represent. It represents the confounding of Esau's wisdom, that we didn't just evolve and we're not on some spinning rock that came about 14 billion years ago or so, whatever bullshit that he makes up, man. That's what the chariots represent. That your wisdom is not wise. That the Most High created this thing. He's in control, and the chariots are a stark reminder of that to Esau Edom. That his narrative that he's been pushing on the planet Earth, evolution, and all of this other pseudoscience, his astronomy, the speed of light, all of these different things that he makes up that sound good on paper, mathematically, but ultimately it's theory and ultimately it's witchcraft. Because at the end of the day, the Most High hasn't given you enough for you to prove anything, and He's told you through His men, through the miracle of prophecy, because prophecy is a miracle. When a man says something before it happened, that's a miracle. He's showing you the true power of this place and giving you what the creation of this place and how it came to be. But you got to come and say not so. You know, He's created everything for us: the herbs of the field, the trees, the animals, and you got to come in and modify it. That's why I can't wait to get the hell out of this place, man. But this is what the day of the Lord is. This is what the chariots represent. This is and this is the judgment coming on this place. This is Wisdom of Solomon 11, and I'm gonna start at 15. It says, "But for the foolish devices of their wickedness, wherewith being deceived, they worship serpents, void of reason." All right, because that's what they worship. You have the snake on the Asclepius symbol with this crown royal, you know, on the staff, because that's what they worship. That's what they're into. It says, "And vile beast," because Esau worship anything. Moab too. Moab has when you look at the Chinese New Year, which by the way is closer to the New Year because they follow a lunar calendar. But they'll have the year of the rabbit and the year of the tiger and all of this nonsense, worshiping beast, man. It says, "Thou didst send a multitude of unreasonable beasts upon them for vengeance." So whatever you're into, if you're into animal worship, hey, the Most High is gonna send them animals on you, man. All right, this is the day of the Lord. The day of vengeance is also known as day of darkness and gloominess, the day of terror, because everybody has forgot who the ruler of this realm is, and that's Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And his inheritance, Israel, are the men and the spirits that he chose to rule over this place. All right. He's given that to us to inherit it. The world has forgotten that. All right. And the ones who didn't, they're so wicked they want to keep it for themselves. Esau, Edom. Hey, but the Most High is getting ready to correct this place, in due time, very, very soon, Lord willing. And you'll see. All right. We'll see who's right. Verse 16, that they might know that wherewithal a man sinneth, by the same also shall he be punished. All right. So this is how the Most High gets down, man. It's called, and some people will phrase it as poetic justice. Well, the Most High is into that. All right. It says, "For thy almighty hand that made the world of matter without form," showing you that the Most High is reminding you with these chariots and everything, I made the world without form. Okay. You can't try to explain it with the little bit of elements you know. Esau is only found 100 and some elements. When there could be thousands, millions of elements. But he'll presume to know the creation of all things. He'll presume to know where things will end up because he's arrogant and he seeks to be the Most High. But we're in the time of correction. And now is the time for you to correct yourself, get your spirit in line. You know, You don't want to be in the path of the wrath of the Heavenly Father, because I can't even imagine how terrible it's going to be, man. Wait till you read some of the judgments. You read throughout the scripture some of the judgment that comes to people. It's like, how can you not fear the Lord, man? The King of terrors. It says, for thy almighty hand that made the world matter without form, wanted not means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions. So he doesn't want to send the regular bears or fierce lions, although there's going to be a multitude of them getting busy out here. It says, or unknown beasts or unknown wild beasts full of rage. So there are going to be unknown wild beasts. All of these creatures that you see in folklore, you know, the Most High can make those creatures appear, man. Or he already has them reserved somewhere and they'll just come out in their season. It says, or unknown wild beasts full of rage, newly created. So, so dragons and all of that stuff, the Most High can have one come up out of the ocean, the sea, out of a big ass cave. All types of creatures, man. And y'all still don't think there's a reason to fear the Lord. Y'all still don't read the tea leaves, as they say, or the signs to see what time we're in to get yourself right. Come on, man. It says, or unknown wild beast full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy scents of scattered smoke. What does that sound like to you, man? That sounds like some shit you'll see in Game of Thrones or some fantasy novel, man. Hey, the Most High is cold. It says, or shooting horrible sparkles out of their eyes. This is going to be the day of the Lord, man. There's going to be apparitions, people getting literally tortured by demons. They're going to be seeing things, and through all of this, you still gonna have niggas, man. You still gonna have niggas. Them 2/3, it's just not in them to repent, you know. And that's why we have to pray that we're of that number of the elect, because it's gonna be a lot of madness out here, you know. And if we're of that number, Lord willing, you know, the Most High is gonna preserve us from all of these things, you know. So I'm gonna end it on that. With that, I'm gonna say, call Halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rachak Wadash. I hope y'all brothers were edified. Shalom. Keep pushing this truth. Abad Babal.